Hello there, welcome everyone to another video. This time we have a pretty interesting one from actually a YouTube viewer called Iconoclast, if I pronounce that correctly. It's a very interesting situation, and it's essentially about comparing yourself to the ex's new guy, new partner, new date, whatever you want to call it. So let's go over his situation and try to give some cool advice, some decent advice. Also, if you, by the way, want to go deeper into getting an ex back, be sure to download my reattraction cheat sheet, link in the description below. I worked hard on it. I think it's a really cool resource you're gonna love. Now let's go into the video. So, Iconoclast writes, my girlfriend of 7 years left me, and it has been 4 months. I wish I found you and Rory's channel right after the breakup, because after the breakup I did the stupidest thing and stalked my ex in social media. This is 1 month after the breakup. Yikes, yeah, you probably shouldn't do that. And I found out that she's seeing another guy and he's a professional fighter. Cool. Also, by the way, when Iconoclast says, I found you or Rory's channel right after the breakup, what he's essentially referring to is another breakup coach by the name of, well, Rory. His YouTube channel is The Love Chat. Highly recommended. He's like my favorite ex-bag breakup coach, expert, whatever you want to call it. If you're looking for really healthy advice, by the way, I'm not paid to say this. I don't even know the guy. If you have problems with getting an ex back, just go watch his shit. He has like one of the best videos on the topic. Anyway, Iconoclast writes then, that's the problem that I saw him. He's got ripped muscular body. I think on the face department we're pretty even, and he's got thousands of followers in social media. After that, I broke no contact to ask her if the fighter guy is her boyfriend now, and she said no. Obviously, you probably know you made a mistake here by asking this in the first place. It just screams fucking neediness. It just screams you're desperate, you're jealous, you're comparing yourself to this muscular dude. And it's just not a good look, man. It's really not. She said she doesn't have any boyfriend and she just wants to stay single for now. But I asked her if she's seeing other guys and she confirmed it with a yes. God, you never ask these things. You're not just coming across as fucking desperate. It's also really awkward for her. Of course she's gonna have other guys lined up. She was in a 7-year relationship, monogamous relationship, as far as I understand from your email. So of course right now she's going to be dating and she's going to be getting pounded by a bunch of different guys. She's gonna be getting railed, absolutely shattered in the fucking You should just accept that that is a fact. You shouldn't be asking about her love life. It's also none of your business. She said she's trying to meet as many people as she can right now, obviously. The thing is, she posted a gift from the athlete guy in her social media, and that's how I found out about him. Again, please, delete social media off your phone. Throw your phone away if you must. Yes, it's fucking extreme, but seriously, throw your phone away, lend it to a friend for safekeeping until you're healed, go buy yourself a fucking flip phone. I had clients that had to do that. The same applies for a computer. There's a bunch of cool programs you can download so you can literally limit or eliminate certain websites and certain apps from your computer. The program that I use personally is called Cold Turkey, but there's also like Freedom. There's also Apple's already, if you have an Apple, a Mac, or an iPhone, there's already a default program built in to the iPhone that lets you do this. It's I think it's called Screen Time. You'll find it under the Settings tab, by the way. So leverage these types of software to avoid stalking your ex further. That's my first tip here. Clearly, even if they're not in an official relationship, she likes him because otherwise she wouldn't have posted something from him on her social media. I'm trying to stay strong and continue with no contact again after the time I asked her about that guy. Good. And heal myself through meditation and working out. One more tip here is that journaling also works great in these cases. Journaling out and reflecting on your basically behaviors. I have an article about that on my website. I have a video on that also that you can check out. I think it's called the Holy Trinity of Breakup Recovery. And I even released, like, I think 2 days ago, a new article on a new, easier type of journaling that you can try out. Maybe it works. I really personally love it. And I'm seeing other people get like really cool results with it. So, hey, that's something you can also throw on top of your current self-improvement efforts. So then Iconoclast writes, the problem is whenever I work out, I keep remembering that guy's ripped body and his videos at the gym. And even though I try my best not to put my ex on a pedestal, the thought of how can I ever beat this guy always comes to me. No matter how much I work out, I won't beat him in the body department because that's literally his life. To train hard every day. I'm just a regular guy who has an office job and can only go to the gym 3 to 4 times a week. How can I remove these thoughts from my head? I've forgotten his face, but it's very hard to forget his ripped muscular body and how I could never beat that. So I think you're just focusing on the wrong things. Okay, so get ready, bitch, because we're gonna get into a philosophical debate. Yeah, Uncle Max is gonna give you some fucking philosophy tips, philosophy nuggets. I think you are, first of all, still trying to get validation from your ex, and that's the core issue. That's why you're essentially comparing yourself so obsessively with this ripped, sexy god. So I would work on that. A really good book on this is No More Mr. Nice Guy by Robert Glover, I think. Read that. It's going to help you a lot with your need for validation, especially in your romantic life, in your love life. The next thing I want you to focus on, to kind of reflect maybe even about, is your metrics. I think this is a metric problem, is a metric related problem. You are basically saying, my definition of success is to be as ripped as this guy. And like, you don't have to achieve that kind of a success. And as you said, it's just not a realistic thing for you. So I would start measuring your success in a different way. I would instead, like, the go-to metric that I always tell the people that I work with is like, it's not about you having the coolest bod. It's not about you having 1 million Instagram followers. It's not you being the best at XYZ. It's your metric for success should be, am I currently happy? It's kind of like an emotional nuance that you have to achieve. And the way you achieve it, in addition to simply trying to devalue having a really great body because you're just trying to become like this other dude, another way to achieve it is, as I said, taking care and overcoming your need for validation. Now, let me be very clear here. I'm not saying you should eliminate your need for validation. We as humans, we naturally like when people like us. We're naturally going to seek some form of validation with every person that we meet, every person that we know, and that's fine. The problem is that there's a certain threshold where a desire to seek validation becomes unhealthy, and you're clearly above this threshold and you want to get yourself down. So it's not so much about you working out right now. It's not so much about you trying to get a bunch of followers on Instagram. It's you literally redefining your values. It's you redefining your metrics by which you measure your success, your self-worth, perhaps, as a person. That's what you should do. And you should basically get to a point where you don't think in terms of, I am not good enough if I don't have this kind of a body. That should not be your formula for life, essentially, for cultivating healthy relationships, for rekindling your relationships. You should find happiness without needing to achieve a certain result like a kick-ass body. You can right now kind of decide, you know what, from now on, I'm not gonna value being fucking shredded anymore. I'm just gonna value working on the things that actually fulfill me, the things that actually unconditionally bring me happiness, and then that's essentially it. And you're trying to, then you need to keep remaking that decision over and over again, especially in moments of weakness. And here's another nugget of information for you. Some people are just not cut out for the things other people do. Maybe you're not cut out for being this ripped, really muscular, Instagram famous person. I know I'm not. I suck at sports. I try my best to participate in them because it's fucking healthy, but I suck at them. And maybe you suck as well, and that's totally fine. Maybe you don't have time. Maybe you have some other strengths that you should actually focus on. You know, strengths that you're not trying to harden, that you're not trying to improve at because you want to get validation from someone, but because you genuinely enjoy them. Find those strengths. Don't do shit essentially because it's going to wow your ex or any other person. Do it because you fucking enjoy it. It's really that simple. Think of it as a formula for life. I think I heard the saying gets thrown around somewhere. Anyway, this was a long fucking rant, but anyway, a long fucking tangent. Well, let's see what else you wrote. He's a professional fighter. Even I must admit that that's a really cool, hot, and attractive job. But there's also, like, again, other cool, hot, and attractive jobs. Even if I want to, I won't be able to start a fighting career now as I'm too old for that, 33. Again, totally fine. You don't have to. Who says that you're not worthy or not good enough or not attractive if you don't do that? I know I'm healing through the tips from you and Rory, but it's very slow and it's a torture whenever I think of that guy and how he has my ex now. Well, apart from applying everything else that I said right now, I think you should also accept the fact that it's gonna be torture for a long fucking time probably, and also that there is no way you will stop the thoughts of you comparing yourself with this guy. In fact, there's a really fun psychological concept out there. Don't know what it's called, but it essentially follows the rule: what you resist, you persist. So the more you'll try to resist your thoughts, the negative thoughts or the uncomfortable thoughts about this guy, about your ex, about stuff like that, the more they will persist, the bigger they will grow. So what you really have to do in this case is simply accept that they're there, acknowledge them, and then do whatever you wanted to do anyway, regardless. Like, live your life despite the thoughts. So that's pretty much all I got for you. What's your name? Iconoclast. Hope this video makes sense. If you have any additional questions, of course, leave them down below. Send me an email if you'd like, whatever. And if I have the time, I will respond to you. So with that out of the way, if you want to go deeper, if anyone wants to go deeper in getting an ex back, download my Radical Reattraction cheat sheet. It's free. It's in the description. A link to it is in the description. It's in the comments. You can't miss it. Take care. Bye-bye.